Welcome back, Star Wars fans. So here we are. Guess what that is? The Sandcrawler. So, who will be our action figure for today from the Black series? You're right, Jawa. Okay, except this time, this one is not from the Black series. I do plan on getting a Jawa from the Black series, but I have this special one right here because I wanted a Star Wars creature called the Ronto. And the Ronto looks pretty cool. The first time I saw this, I was like, Ronto. I thought of Ronto from Final Fantasy. So, not the same thing at all. But yes, so here we go. Here is the Ronto and the Jawa. You can see the Jawa's peeking through this little window, and we have the Ronto creature. So this is actually called Star Wars: The Power of the Force, and it is from the special edition, the Star Wars trilogy. So, and it is literally called Ronto Jawa. Hard to see. Okay, and so that is that. The sides are basically the same exact thing. The back of the box says that the height is 4.25 meters for the Ronto, so that's how tall they are. They're from Tatooine. They are a pack animal, and they have an excellent sense of smell, poor vision, often startled by sudden movements. Okay, and then we have a couple other things like Deluxe Boba Fett and Deluxe Probe Droid, Luke's T-16 Skyhopper, and a bunch of other figures. My personal favorite here is that there is Lord Palpatine. I want Lord Palpatine. I think that'd be so cool. He is my favorite Star Wars villain. So he's very expensive though online. So it'll be a while. Him and Cara Dune are on my list. All right. So let's go ahead and get away from the Sandcrawler real quick. Just head on over back to this room. Awesome. Okay. Here's a better picture of the back then. And like I said, the sides are the same. Okay, and yes, so then you can get a good view of that Jawa. All right, so let's go ahead and get this open. Give me a second here. All right, so while I'm getting this open, the thing I want to mention is I'm also looking for a Jabba the Hutt. So Jabba the Hutt, Lord Palpatine, and Cara Dune are on my list of getting more figures, but they are expensive. And I spent too much money on the Mandalorian series, so we gotta wait on that to happen. Oof, tricky to get out. Let's see here. Okay, since this one's a little bit different, I'll show my process here. So here we go. We see the Jawas here strapped in. If you look a little closely, it's got glowing eyes. You see that with the glare? You can kind of see his eyes. Then it is strapped back here. So that's probably where the Ronto is going to be coming out. Go ahead, open up. We see Mr. Ronto right away. I'm liking this box so far, how they package this up. It's very nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some twisty ties off, and I'll be back. Here we go, making progress. And here he is. Whoa, Ronto is very big. Dang. Oh, look, I can even, normally when I set stuff down on my computer, you can't see them. There you go. That just shows Ronto here. Yeah, I would say the Ronto is just a little bit under my 15-inch computer screen. Dang, he is very tall. Let's just quickly see how tall he is. All right, we go from his foot to the top of his head. Oh, let's do this way so we can see the numbers right. To the top of his head, he is just under 10 inches. So he is almost a foot tall. That's incredible. Normally, I just put it in the description how tall they are, but oh my goodness, I had to see how tall he was. So first thing I notice is we have his legs. Legs move. I believe since this Ronto gets startled, it moves. Let's see, this is a Kenner toy, by the way. You can make Ronto rear back to buck off Jawa. Okay, so one of these feet will probably be doing that motion is my assumption here. Oh, look at that. Wait, I had it. This foot. So it is this back foot here. it looks like. We'll have to test it out with the Jawa once we get him out. But as you can see, his head's tilting back, so that tells me that that's going to be doing exactly what I said. Okay, and we have these reins here. The reins, let's see, how do I get him so he can hold the reins? Because they're stuck here. I think we would go over his head, ear. Oh my goodness. Okay, go over. Still going over. Here we go. It's loosening up over the ears. There we go. Okay, so ears might come the same way where ears have to move this around. So then it is in the back for the Jawa to hold once we get to that point. And as you see, be like, whoa, boy. Whoa, boy, horse. Okay, and I really like the back here. There's a lot of detail. So it's like maybe some weapons here. You have little like blankets, little spot to sit. It's very cute. Here's a little bit of a top portfolio, side portfolio, side, and bottom. See, yeah, the bottom's pretty plain. Oh, and of course his little tail. I love his little butt. It's a very cute little tail. All right, we'll have him standing right here. He is huge. I did not think he'd be that big, but I'm happy about it. Okay, so once again, I'm going to be loosening up the Jawa. Hopefully this doesn't take too long, but this one is very twisty. There we go, coming on out, and there we go. Okay, I had a feeling that would not take so long for the Jawa since there's only one of these. The Ronto had 3 of those strapped in. Okay, and here is a Jawa. As you can see, he is very small. Let's see here, just in comparison to no. He is just about under 3 inches tall, so he is not a 6-inch figure. Another thing to note there. But I am mostly getting him for the Ronto. And so then when I get another Jawa, he'll probably be standing on the ground, scavenging, something like that. I would love to get the sand crawler in the future, but right now it's sold out. So we'll have to see if that ever comes back. Okay, so Jawa, he's a very simple figure. He moves like this, and you can see that he moves like that because of this part here. Okay, and then hands, we can move 360, awesome. So we can move these, excuse me, the arms, I guess, not the hands. Hands we cannot move. Yep, hands we cannot move. They kind of look like little, like Lego figure grabbies in that sense. He doesn't have any weapons, does he? No. Okay, so it's just the Ronto and the Jawa. That is it. And yeah, and if you look, like I was talking about before, you see his eyes are glowing. You move them, be less or more so glowing. So it depends on what angle you were looking at him in, which I think is pretty cool. The bottom, 1997, it's on the bottom. Just a little bit of Kenner China, fun stuff. Okay, and yeah, there's not too much else to say about this Jawa since he doesn't have any other like weapons or anything. So we can get a good visual here. Okay, so he's got a peg on the bottom. If you see, there is a peg right here on the Ronto. So we just line those up like so, and here he is. So you can see he is standing up because that's how they ride them. Yep, in the picture we see that he is riding him like that. So they stand up, they do not sit down. Okay, and then his little hands, with the way they are, we can put the reins in his hands. Give me a second here to get those in. Oh my goodness. Here, you got to stay in your spot though, bud. There we go. One rein. A little tricky to get in because when you put in one, the other one doesn't want to go in. Oh my goodness. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Maybe it's not totally perfect as he's leaning forward, but let's see if I can get a little straighter. There we go. It's a little bit more straight. So you can see he's holding onto the reins. I think the biggest difficulty is getting the reins into his hands. That is something I have seen in the past with other reviews, is that those reins are difficult to get in. So let's just try. I don't know where the Jawa is going to end up clinging to. Okay, I think it's this foot. So he's like, whoa. Oh, that was kind of anticlimactic. Okay, there we go. Okay, so he, let's see, what's the best spot to hold him? Let's see, probably underneath him on the side. Yeah, there we go. So you see the Jawa flew off, but he is still holding on to the reins. Okay, let's put him in the peg again. Try that one more time. Okay, this time he'll be holding the reins with one hand. That's actually a good experiment. Let's do that. How if we take him off the peg? So he's just kind of standing here. There we go. Yeah, that is the one complaint about this toy here is that people say that it's hard to do the reins and is also hard to actually make him fling around like that. For my purposes, I will probably be just leaving him up here, and I'm not even going to touch that part where he's actually holding on to the reins, since he likes to hold that rein for some reason, not the other one. But eventually I will get him to be like that. But since I'm only going to be using these guys for a display case rather than to be played with like a child, this works perfectly for me. But yes, so children might have some difficulty with putting that in the Jawa's hands, just as a heads up. But he is solid. He's not going to break. I don't think the Ronto is going to break at all. Jawa, you'd have to really try. I don't think you could really break them either. So this is really good for kids. It's actually, it says 4+. So ages 4 and up can play with this toy. And I would say it's a really good one. You can't destroy him. You'd have to really rip at his parts. And yeah, and that's the other thing. There's no small parts on this either. So that's nice, unless anything gets chewed off. This I can maybe being seen as pulled off or chewed off. That is about it. Okay, let's put him next to our Black Series characters. I am curious to see this. All right, give me a second and I'll be back. All right, so I got a couple choices here for you to look at for the height differences. So as you can see, we have Han Solo and we have Darth Vader. So Han Solo and Darth Vader are around the same height. They're pretty close in height. And we can see where he lifts up his lightsaber, goes to about the Ronto's ears. And we have Obi-Wan Kenobi. My Obi-Wan Kenobi is very small because he is riding this little dude here. So, as you can see here, we have Obi-Wan, who is very short. And this guy right here is also very short. So the Star Wars creature is a lot shorter than this one, but obviously he is a lot longer. As you can see, the tail extends back to here. So these are two different Star Wars creatures that I have currently. And also if we look, we can see that obviously this size ratio is a little bit off since the Rontos appeared to be very, very tall. But if you also got 3.75 inch characters, I personally don't. But if you got 3.75, I bet they would look pretty accurate. So if Darth Vader's like half his height, maybe to here, that would look pretty normal. Kind of like Obi-Wan here. Say hi, Obi-Wan. There we go. So yes, there's our height comparison. I'd say it still looks good though, because Darth Vader is one of the taller characters. Ooh, which reminds me, let's get Chewbacca. That would be a fun comparison. All right, Han Solo, we're going to take you out and put Chewbacca in. There we go. Ooh, the Ronto is taller than Chewbacca. That is pretty accurate. I'm thinking that Chewbacca would definitely be a little bit shorter than this Ronto. I love it. Also, another thing I wanted to point out, as I'm looking at this Ronto from far away, I really like the detail in the skin. The detail on the skin is really nice. I love it. And we also have some toenails. I'll show you that once we head back to, well, outside the Sandcrawler, wherever that may be right now. But yes, I love that. It's not taller than Chewie. Perfect. Love it. These height comparisons are beautiful, even with the 6-inch Black Series. Okay, so we are back to outside the Sandcrawler. So the thing I noticed, ooh, there we go. That's a good angle. So we can see those details in the Ronto skin. Very nice. Then we also can see these toenails. Go like this. There we go. Those toenails, I really like detail in the toenails as well. Okay, so as far as the Ronto and Jawa go, I would give the Ronto 10 out of 10. The Ronto is super cool. The Jawa is pretty cool, so I'd give him an 8 out of 10 just because he isn't like super detailed, but he does look like a good Jawa. I can tell he's a Jawa, which is nice. Okay, and so if we look here, so an 8 and a 10, 9 out of 10 overall. I would say more so it's a toy. It could be frustrating for kids to get this whole rain thing on and then sling them back. But as for display, 10 out of 10. Definitely 10 out of 10. Yeah, so I would say 8 out of 10 for a toy, 10 out of 10 for display purposes. Okay, hopefully that helps. Okay, as always, Star Wars fans, may the Force be with you, and I'll see you next time.